Okay, let's look at number 2. Okay, we've got the permanganate ion and we've got the manganese 2 plus. We're classifying those together because they both have permanganate. We've got the tin 2 plus, the tin 4 plus. We'll classify those together because they're both tin. So let's start with the easiest first. So let's look at this one. It's only got 10, so the same number of atoms. Let's think about charges. So we have a plus 2 on this side. We have a plus 4 on this side. In order to make both sides equal, we actually have to we can only add electrons to make charges equal. So we're actually looking at a minus 2 here to add together to give us a plus 2. So our plus 2 on this side and our plus 2 on this side are equal. How do I get the minus 2? I add 2 electrons. All right, to the product side. So that's balanced in terms of charges and atoms. And then we have to think the tin 2 plus is my reactant. So is it losing or gaining electrons from the reactant to the product side? You can almost think of this tin 2 plus. The electrons are coins. If it's a tin 2 plus ion, it's losing 2 of the coins, falling out of its pocket, whatever, separating from itself to become a tin 4 plus. And the electrons are separated. So the tin 2 plus, the SN2 plus, is losing electrons and therefore it's oxidized. It's an oxidation process. Now, if we look at the permanganate, let's go back up here. Notice that we have the manganese are both balanced. It's 1 and 1. Now we have 4 oxygens, which means we add 4 waters to give us those 4 oxygens. So oxygens are balanced, but in that process, we have 8 hydrogens. So I need to add 8 H plus to this side. Right. So let's do our charges. Let's look at these. I have a plus 8. I have a minus 1, which gives me a plus 7. I have a plus 2 and I have a 0. So in terms of the product side is plus 2, the reactant side is plus 7. Plus 2. They're not balanced, so we need to add electrons to balance the charge. So if we look over here, in order to balance the charge of plus 7, I need to have a negative 5 in here. And how do I get a negative 5 plus 8 minus 1 changes this to a plus 2? I need to add 5 electrons. So 5 electrons on the reactant side. And now we've got 5 electrons gained by the permanganate. So the MnO4 minus gains 5 electrons. And again, gaining is reduction. Okay, so we've got 2 electrons are lost and 5 electrons are gained. We have to equalize those. So let's actually find a common multiple or a common factor between 5 and 2, which is 10. So I'm going to take everything here times 2 and everything here times 5. So let's actually just separate this all out now. So I'm going to have 10 electrons by these 2 being multiplied. I'm going to have 8 times 2 is 16 hydrogens. I'm going to have 2 permanganates. Let's do, I'm going to have 5 times the 10. So I'm going to have 5 tin 2 pluses. That's all on the reactant side. Now we're going to go back and multiply the permanganate by the manganese 2 plus ion by 2. And I'm going to have 8 H2Os. All right, going back to the tins, we're going to have 5 SN4 pluses and 10 electrons. Okay, so our electrons are going to cancel. And we now have a balanced equation. And let's just double check that it's balanced. I have a plus 16, I have a minus 2, and I have a plus 10. And that adds up to 16, 14, a positive 24 on the reactant side. On the product side, I've got a plus 4, 0, and plus 20, which adds up to a positive 24. So I'm confirmed that this is correct. So that's our balanced equation.